Hi all, we take a look at another Oracle deck. This one is called Wisdom of the Golden Path, Blue Angel Publishing. It's a total of 45 cards with a guidebook. The author is Tony Carman Salerno and the illustrator is Yu Hu Tang. I hope I've pronounced those names right, but this is what the front of the box will look like. By the side, you have the name of the deck, you've got the author, and you've got the publishing. It's nice because you got this kind of nice reflected sort of gold in the words, and this is what it looks like at the bottom of the box and also on the other side there. At the back, you have again illustration of what some of the cards will look like. Very beautiful artistry work, fantasy like. When you do open the box, you get the cards and you're presented with the guidebook. One thing to note, the cards don't look exactly the way I've kind of portrayed it. I've edged mine quite a fairly long time ago, but I will show you what it looks like in its original state. So this is what the book looks like, and at the back you've got the author and the artist. And here's a close-up of the card, and this is the design at the back of the card. Even if I've trimmed it down, it's pretty much exactly the same. So the back design is of flowers in yellow, and it's a matte finish overall. Very nice sort of finish of these cards. The cards, even though I've trimmed them down, are still on the big size. They're quite fairly big. But it's a lot better than what it originally was, and this is what it looks like in the card, inside of the card itself. You could see the matte finish there. The durability, the stock quality is excellent, very good. Even in its original form, when it had those massive borders, it was still very good. So durability, stock of these cards are absolutely excellent. I've edged mine in black, but it's got this kind of red tone. I don't know how well you can see it. So it's black with sort of like a red mix within the colors. So yeah, that's what I've done with my one, and I've given it a sort of like a rounded corner. If you look here, this is how it originally came and how it looked. Massive borders. The image itself is intact. Everything is exactly the same. There was never originally any numbers anywhere. So, and plus the cards are in alphabetical order, so it was kind of like easy for me to do. So we're going to skim over each cards, and then we're going to look at each one of them as close as possible. I'll give you a general idea of the meanings of the cards. They do have various different meanings. Okay, so our first two is abundance from within, and then we've got bondage. Abundance from within. Now this card is about how you lack the feeling of abundance in your life, and advises you to go within first to find that abundance and know that you deserve it, or you are part of it. The bondage is nicely portrayed. It's how you have created the situation with your feelings of guilt and negative thoughts, which has led you to become a prisoner. You need to set yourself free. We've got change and cooperation. Change is about cutting the cords to anything that doesn't serve you, including our thought patterns. It's a kind of like a blessing card. It's transformation. That's why she's got the knife there, you know, just like leaving the past behind, cutting it all and leaving it. Cooperation is about considering other people's feelings. Now, even if you don't like them, you need to at least accept them for who they are and be perfectly fine with that. Compassion and creativity, beautiful imagery. Compassion is about learning to give that to yourself, to be compassionate to you. You are the one that needs it the most, especially if you are critical of yourself. You know, to change that thought. There is nothing wrong with you. You don't need to be fixed. You are love inside, and you need to accept that. Creativity is about balancing yourself and your energy. Allow yourself, allow to express yourself, or you express yourself the most when you are creative. Don't compromise an emotion. Don't compromise that which is true to you. So your purpose, so whatever matters the most to you, whatever it is that you know that is right for you, never compromise on that. And even if it doesn't work out the first time, that doesn't mean it's not going to work out the second time. It just probably wasn't the right time to begin with. Emotion, I think, is a beautiful image because it shows you her deep in the ocean or lake, and that's representing how you have a lot of deep emotions trapped within that you need to release. So it's about coming up to surface sometimes to breathe. Allow yourself to show some vulnerability. Fields of dreams is not to give in the face of any setbacks, to be patient, like the image of the lady just like laying there, being grateful, looking around at what you have, all the beauty. The flame of inspiration, awesome looking card. It's about letting go of control. Don't overthink things. Allow your imagination to take over rather than your mental, your logical side of your mind. That will kind of like unleash a lot of power. Now, one thing I have to say, I need to state, is there are several meanings to all of these cards. You have at least three to some of them, maybe two, three to at least three to four different meanings based on your current circumstances. Now, I'm not sure how much you've picked up, but this deck is solely about all of the problems you have or that is happening in your life currently. Whatever the issue is, these cards are kind of there to get you to see the positive side of things, or to at least recognize your negative reaction, your behavior, be it to yourself, talking to yourself down, being very critical of yourself, just overall being too hard on yourself, but also how you are towards other people as well. Because, sometimes we're all great with ourselves, but we're not exactly treating other people well, or we think of them very differently. So in a way, this deck it tries to kind of like do that. It uses the traditional Chinese practice of Tao, and incorporates some of its principles to empower you, make you aware that you are like everyone else. We're all interconnected and are all energy at the end of the day. The principle of yin and yang. So that primarily is what these cards set out to do. They're there to kind of like give you a huge reminder, to look at yourself and um, remember you're all energy and everyone is connected, to be positive, to get out of that clouded state of mind. And a lot of these imagery here that you see is illustrated how the the person within the image, or like here you have inner conflict. It shows that there's like blockages, so many things going on, and how you're either too involved in something and maybe you need to let go, maybe you need to go in and work and clear things out. So it's kind of like a lot of the messages is revolving around that. The cards are teaching you how your beliefs could be conditioned, how you have put a label automatically on every aspect of your life or ourselves as good or bad. You need to be like the energy of the inspired warrior. Awaken that power, take back control of your life. You have deep strength of that warrior, and to take that and set yourself an intention within the intention card. It's known as the greatest power in this world, because this is like the starting point of your manifestation. It's that driving force that gets you to focus on what you truly desire, and then going on to use your intuition. The intuition guides us. It's our compass, our radar. You can only go so far with logic. Let go and to trust your intuition. Pay attention to what you feel inside, is the card's message. And in doing so, it takes the form of the Jade Mountain. Something magical will start to happen and come into your life. It's a good omen card of things coming to you. It's a time of celebration, is the message of that card. And it goes on to kind of like you're a new person, and now it's about listening to your heart. You've reached this stage of discovering a new you. You're transformed, and now you can recognize what you have and what you truly are, and what you know, it's all about the overall awareness has been heightened. The love card is about reconnecting, like the angel in the picture is doing to the river. It's about how the angel also wants to help you connect back to who you truly are. But it's also a reminder that there is more to existence than achievement and possession. The masquerade card is about some form of deceit. You could see it in her face. Trust your instincts, trust yourself. Something is hidden or something doesn't feel right. Look at our next bunch of cards. I have to say the image is the artwork is beautiful. It's again it's the fantasy sort of aspect of it. The colors as well, very nice. We've got nature and new beginning. We've got the nature card. The nature card is the indication that you are now coming in line with your true self. It's a blessed card, a positive card, a card of how harmony is coming or is around you, which can lead into a new beginning with the new beginning card, and exciting new chapters upon you. New discoveries and opportunities are on their way. That leads into our next two card. A positive future ahead, or a reminder that even if doors are presently closed to you, that doesn't mean another is not open to you. That holds a better outcome into the future, which has, you know, visions of what, or maybe to focus on what vision you have of the future. The power card, we have a man playing his flute, which is kind of like an indication that he's in tune with the flow of nature, with himself. Prosperity card is the picture of the lady with her arms open and taken off, is an indication of freedom. Freedom from any financial worries, a flow or a welcome of prosperity entering, a time to be joyful and happy. Questioning our belief, something we should constantly be doing. Picture shows a wing angel stuck or injured. Examine your beliefs, as it could be the root cause of how you ended up where you are. The resolution and rose petal. The resolution card, there is a battle taking place in that card. The message is to stay calm and don't get upset or be drawn into battles you may regret. So be wise, listen and view the situation clear. Don't be overpowered by the dragons like in the image it shows. Again, these cards are helping you to recognize also the consequences of your actions. If you remain in the state of negativity, to avoid imbalance that will only lead you to destructions. The rose petals card was about things now getting better and to be confident. Sea of love is about being thankful for your past. Let it go and embrace the positive change. Our next card, Season of the Heart, is accepting the cycle of change. Trust the flow of life. The season of your heart will come. There's always a time and place. Self-worth is how you don't value yourself or your capabilities. You need to work on that. It's at a low level and needs your attention. It's about appreciating your beauty and to value yourself. Look within, not outside of you, because you could see there's clouds and outside it's all grey and everything else like that. We've got the soulmate card. That's an indication that you have merged with the love inside of you, and in doing so you have the power to now draw that towards you. Your soulmate is coming to you now. You are drawing what is inside you to your world. So where it showed the image of the guy there, and it looked as though he was in power, he was controlling energy outside of his world. So here is our last lot of cards. We have space clearing, and we have spontaneous and intuitive creation. Space clearing, you can see in the image how there is the indication of heavy wind blowing. That is the indication of one's past being cleared away, or even your state of mind, the negatives, the dark being blown and cleared away, how that creates a space or allowing light in. That's a little bit behind her. Spontaneous and intuitive creation, that is a long one. Basically, you have the power within to spontaneously create. It's all about tapping into that energy. Spring and the golden path. Spring is how we may feel trapped or stuck, but to not fear. And as much as you cannot see it at present, spring is on the way and you will be free. But also a reminder that it is through darkness we find the light. Again, the message of how everything has its cycle and time. The golden path is the main theme of the deck. Believing you have lost your way or confused, unsure, many questions. And this whole entire deck is pretty much emphasizing the journey through that. The golden path leads you to self-discovery, discovering within. Timeless Earth and trust. Timeless Earth is about connecting with nature, that nature heals us, regenerating takes place. And in the image, you have the woman there that's indulged herself or, is deep within the water, regenerating herself back. Trust is the picture is showing the lady looking disturbed, stressed, or troubled, both mentally with the indication of the cloud, emotionally with the water. It's about uncertainty and what is to pass. So it's not to fear uncertainty or what's to come, but that how everything kind of like leads to a sense of achievement. So it's trusting in the process. Unconditional love is understanding and the appreciation for another person beyond ourselves. Everyone brings out the best and worst of ourselves. It helps us to gain a better understanding of who we truly are. Wings of Light is the universe hearing our cries and help and confirming there is help on its way. And lastly, our wisdom card is pretty much the entire whole journey. Above all, we gain wisdom, and it's about the empowerment we gain from this journey of ourselves and of others. Beautiful card. So that's pretty much all of the cards. I'm going to take you guys through a flip through of each and individual one of these cards. Enjoy. So all right guys, that was the flip through. Now we're going to look at the book. You get this nice introduction when you open the book up, and then it leads into the contents where you've got a few pages of the introduction and how to use your cards, and then you've got the cards message meaning in alphabetical order within the book as well. So it's quite fairly easy to kind of like find the meanings of each card. It doesn't take a long time. And then at the end you've got about the authors. So when you move down to the introduction, you get this nice massive picture, black and white, and then you've got your lengthy introduction that pretty much breaks down what the whole objective of the cards are, what it's trying to aim for, how to use it. So you've got about the positive affirmations, why they're there, and how it's there to ideally help you to kind of like get away from those negative thoughts. Creating your own affirmation is suggested, something that's more in line with yourselves, and more about the cards themselves, how to use them, the whole welcoming and preparing your cards, setting your intentions out, doing your own prayer, connecting with the cards, how to approach the various different questions, and the idea of shuffling. So you got your basic stuff in there about jumping cards and reversal cards if you do choose to read it, want to read it as reversal. And then you got your spreads. You got your one card as your normal, your 4 card spread. It gives you a general breakdown and understanding. You've got your unfolding purpose spread. Again, it's all about identifying your purpose. You got a rainbow chakra spread, and that breaks it down for each number of the cards and what color that represents. And then we move on to the creative star spread. Again, it's all about connecting you within spiritually and being in line with yourself. And then we go into the cards meaning. You get a nice big sort of like picture introduction, and throughout is exactly the same. You get the illustration of the card in black and white, and you get the naming of the card, and then it kind of like goes through the various different meanings. Like I pointed out, there's at least 3-4 meanings tied to the card. It's whichever resonates with you, and underneath each of those meaning you'll have an affirmation which you can use or take bits of it and go on to create your own form of affirmation that resonates a lot more with you. And it's pretty much exactly the same throughout the entire other cards, the entire book. Some meanings may be a lot shorter, maybe there's 2 meanings in general, but it gives you a good sense and idea of what the card is trying to relate its message. And then at the back you've got information on the author and picture, website to go on to gain more, and it's exactly the same for the artist as well. So that is it, guys. So that was the wisdom of the golden path. Awesome cards. They help you in those dark, shadowy moments of your life and pretty much provide a lot of understanding as to what's going on and the direction, coming out of that darkness into the light, the wisdom that you gain. Hope you've enjoyed. Love and light to all of you. Take care.